Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Ultimate Goliath from NECA Toys. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in a large-scale box, with that really great vintage artwork of Goliath. Turning the box around, we can see multiple panels and images showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. And if we turn the box back around, opening the lid, we can see that the figure is showcased in a window-style box packaging with some great promo images of the figure. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and let him breathe.
Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at this Ultimate Goliath figure from NECA. And man, can I just say how stoked I am that we're finally getting awesome action figures from the Gargoyles show, a toy line that I know we've all been wanting for so long, a cartoon that I know a lot of us adore, and I love the fact that NECA of all companies is doing them, because I just love their sculpts and things like that, and they just do really cool stuff. So I'm just so happy about this. I love this so much. So the sculpt here looks fantastic in my opinion. He's a pretty massive figure. You know, the NECA figures tend to scale around the 7-inch mark, maybe a little taller just depending on the character, but the sculpture of the musculature just looks really rad. I love we have the lighter purples and darker purples throughout there, really showing up that muscle sculpture. Just looks really good, man. The feet look awesome. I always love big gargoyle feet, even in the cartoon. I always thought they looked really cool. It's a little bit of a darker purple on the actual claws themselves. Actually do get peg holes down there, so I love the way that looks. Again, that little back toe over here always looks really nice. The little loincloth piece looks really nice too. You get that sculpted texture on there, looking really good. A little tattered and worn. Nice little dark airbrushing in there, looking really good. The buckle and the belt look fantastic. The back looks really good too, looking really nice. The hair looks beautiful, man. Love the hair. A little bit of a blue in there to highlight it up, looking really good. And then the head sculpt looks fantastic. Absolutely love what NECA has done here. Just looking really cool. The brow looks incredible. A little bit of a dark purple around the lower part of the eyes and things like that. Looking so awesome. I just love the way this figure looks. The tail here is a separate piece, so you actually have to plug this in when you get the figure out of the box, and it just pegs right in, so it works out really nice. So I love that. Really nice long tail, and I'll show that off more shortly. Looking really good. Now the wings here are insane. I measured these. They go up to almost, 21.5 inches, almost 22 inches. I mean, they look so nice, man. The paint on those looks really good. The sculpt is so beautifully detailed. I love how it has almost a little bit of a metallic finish on there. Looking awesome. One thing I will say though, these are a very rigid plastic. You know, I did not expect that. I'm wondering, it's maybe because of the weight. You know, this is a fairly light, you know, it kind of feels a little bit brittle. You know, so if this thing were to fall over on a shelf, I feel like this would just snap in half. So just be very careful with that. But again, I think it's because of the weight. Once you actually plug these into the back, you see little peg holes back here. Again, they will hold, and I'm assuming that's why they made them this type of material like that. Plug those back there, and same thing with this side like that. And just gotta get them in there, and they're really big, man. I mean, I can't even fully get them on my camera like that. I'm trying to push him back as far as I can, and I still cannot get that full wingspan on there, but they hold up pretty good. They are slightly ratcheted when you do plug them in all the way like that, so that's pretty good. But they look really nice. Again, it just kind of threw me off once I felt the material. I thought they were going to be a softer material for some reason. I don't know why I thought that, but I mean, they look ridiculously awesome, man. So I love the way they turned out. Again, it's just a little weird that they're made of the material, but again, I'm assuming that's because of the weight, so they don't droop down, and they're not so heavy, so when you have them on a shelf like this, they don't wear out that peg and just come down, you know what I'm saying? So overall, still looks really cool, man. I absolutely love the way this piece looks. So now moving on to the accessories here, we do get interchangeable hands. So you can see I have a open palm hand, or clawing like hand on his right side, and a closed fisted hand on his left side. You also get a closed fist hand for the other side, as well as a clawed hand for the right side, or the left side as well. And then for the right side, or excuse me, the left side, you actually do get more of like almost a gripping hand, which is really nice. This is going to be for more things like the book that we get here, and this is really cool. I love the fact that it comes with a book. Looking awesome. The sculpt looks great. I love that dark air bar wash on there. Really brings out the sculpt looking really, really good. The pages look really nice. I love the detail on that. It'd be cool if it could actually open and close, but I mean, I get it. Not a big deal. It's just one solid sculpt here. And there's some writing on there. It doesn't look like it's any type of language. I don't know if it's doodles or an actual gargoyle in language. I have no clue. Feel free to let me know. So still really cool. I love that. Again, with this like gripping handy here, you can have him grip it onto that like so he can hold it and read it like that. So that works out very well. I love the claws on that, man. Looking really, really dope. He also comes with a little chili pepper. I think that's genius. You know, the Gargoyles, especially Goliath, do love their hot peppers and spicy foods and things like that. So I think that's really awesome that he came with a little pepper, a little jalapeno. That's pretty rad. So I love that. But easily the best accessory that we're going to get here is going to be this secondary head sculpt, which looks amazing. I mean, look at that thing, dude. That looks crazy good. Again, the eyes, they're all whited out. I always loved when they got the whited out eyes and they would start glowing on the cartoon there. I always thought that was really cool. But then he's showing his teeth there, just looking mean and fierce. Again, the hair looks great. Of course, rocking that awesome gargoyle mullet, which I always thought was really funny. But I mean, dude, Goliath here makes the mullet look incredible. So, I mean, I love it. I think it turned out great. And then the figure itself here, what I'm really happy about is that for the most part, the head actually interchanges. I'm going to struggle with this on camera, but it actually interchanges fairly easily. I'm actually really happy about that. I can take this off and put it on there. Just put a little pop like that. And there you go. I mean, dude, look at that. That is a mean looking figure. Oh my God, I'm so happy with this. That looks rad, man. So the accessories aren't a ton, but you don't need a ton with these guys. They didn't use a whole lot of weapons and things like that. So we get with what we do get here, I think works for the character, and I love them. Okay, so now moving on to the articulation here. The wings are going to be, again, on those hinges. It's a little tricky because these wings are so huge, but you can flap them up and down like that. They are on a hinge like that, so they can flap back and forth like so. And you can hear that hinge in the, or the ratchet joint in there. That works out very good. And if they're a little droopy and they're not ratcheting at all into that socket, that means you just don't have them popped in enough. So make sure they're all the way in there so they do stay properly. The head is on a ball joint, rolls around, does turn left and right. The hair is pretty soft, so you can get some decent motion there. Looks up about that far. You look down all the way that much, so that's actually pretty good. So I do love that. Arms can go all the way up and a full 360 if you want to. All the way like that, all the way down, up and out. Rotation at the bicep. We get double jointed elbows that work very nicely. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get a double ball peg in the mid torso there, so that rolls around very nicely. Does turn, rotate from that bicep, or excuse me, from the upper torso and in the lower torso right there, so you got a lot of good side to side there. Pivot a tiny bit and crunch back and forth a decent amount. Could be better, but it's not bad, but pretty good motion there. Hip joints can kick forward that far like so. back about that much, splits all the way out that far, so that's a decent amount too. You can rotate in that upper thigh. You got a single bend at the knee that bends about that far. It also rotates at the knee. You got ankles that go up, down, forward, and back like so. A sweet ankle rocker. We do get toe articulation, which is very nice. And then the tail itself is actually can swivel like so. It is also on a hinge, so it can go up and down like that. And this whole thing actually does have a bendy wire in it, so you can pose the tail around like that. So that's really cool too. So overall, man, I am fairly impressed with this. Like, I think it's just, I'm just very happy. For so long, I've been waiting for a company to do Gargoyles figures, like really good quality Gargoyles figures. You know, nothing against the vintage toys, but you guys know what I mean? I just wanted something for modern collectors. The scale is a scale I like, 6 to 7 inch scale in that area. Fantastic. And I love that NECA's doing them because I love the effort and the sculpts and the paint and things like they do that. I know we've had issues with breakage with a lot of their figures, nothing new, but I still love the way this turned out. I do worry about these wings. That's just a little nitpick of mine. Hopefully, what I do actually want, you know how in the cartoon, when they were like at rest and they were like chilling, they would have their wings flap down over their shoulders and like they'd almost wear their wings like a cape. I'm hoping at some point we do get maybe like a wings pack with just wings for the different gargoyles that you could plug in and just wear them, drape them down like that. You know what I'm saying? I always loved that look. I thought that was really, really cool. I wish it would have came with this figure, but it didn't. And I don't think Demona is going to come with them either. So again, hopefully we get a wings pack. I would totally buy that. I think that'd be really cool. And maybe they would actually come with future figures later on, because I want the whole team. I want Xanatos in his gargoyle armor, his Goliath armor. I want the whole Steel clan. I'm gonna need about 10 of those at the least. Holy crap, man. Again, even with the slight issues that I do have here, I'm so happy about this. This is just a dream line for me. Again, I've waited so long from such a great cartoon. So if you can still pick these up everywhere, I highly recommend it, man, because if you love that cartoon, you'll love this action figure, and I think he will look awesome in any of your collections.
So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to McFarlane Kickstarter Spawn and NECA Lava Planet Predator. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to the Storm Collectibles Scorpion and Mezco 112 Collective Thanos. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the NECA Goliath. Now overall, I think this is a beautiful and dream figure that I know a lot of us have been wanting for many years, and he's finally here and he's pretty awesome. The sculpt is gorgeous, the paint apps are beautiful, I love the interchangeable heads and hands, and the Book of the Pepper are really awesome. I think my biggest issue is going to be the wings. They're massive and awesome, but man, their plastic feels very brittle, and I worry about that if this thing were to fall off a shelf and they would snap. Oh my god, that's a big fear of mine. I also fear that they might droop over time, so hopefully the ratchet joints in those pegs do help that, so hopefully that's not too big of an issue. But one thing I did notice, which is really great, is that this is one of the first NECA figures that, when I first pulled out the box, had no stiff joints. I never had to heat anything up, and usually that's a big thing with NECA, but for him, he was pretty smooth out the box, so that's fantastic. Hopefully that's a thing moving forward, because I know that's always been a big issue for us collectors. But still, he's massive, he's impressive. I cannot wait for other members of the team. I need all of them, and Doubles, and Xanatos and his clan. I think they're all great, man, so I'm loving this figure. I cannot wait to pick up more. I think he's worth it, and definitely a must get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.